How are you, June? Nice to
Um,
see you again.
it's so nice to see you as well. How are you today?
I'm amazing. How are you? I'm sitting here taking all the nuggets, even though I know most of them already, listening to and still learning if I missed something or if I forgot something. So yeah, and nice. Thank you for having me.
It's my honor. Again, I'm getting a new sheet of paper out because I'm sure I'm going to be taking notes for you as well. I have obviously done my intro, but let's give you the floor really quickly just to speak on your background and the content that you curate, and especially before I had met you, some of the things that you were working on.
So before we met, basically, I my first business was in affiliate marketing. So I sold products from other companies, or basically one company built teams, scaled, built a big brand and business over there. It made me multiple six figures. So was my first business. But then I came to a point where I was like, okay, what do I really want? So I was very successful. Still I'm very successful, but then I came to a point where I was okay, I want to be an owner of my own product. So I have a lot of skills. I know I can do more. My potential is huge. And I needed people in my environment, basically, you and your team, Sean, and everything, that showed me the skills and system and everything I need to implement that. So I have the mindset, I have the voice, I have all the social media, but I didn't have clear systems and basically a blueprint. Okay, what do I need to build a whole digital ecosystem? Because this is what most people miss. I watched every YouTube video you can imagine how to build a business, not only just launch a course or launch a product. It's much more than that, right? It's much more than that to build a sustainable business to seven figures. And this is what I wanted to do. And this is why I came across this whole opportunity here. So I'm sure a lot of people know they have more potential, but don't know where to start. That's why you're here on a call, right? To learn, to absorb. So that's the story basically.
You have perfectly embodied what it means for somebody to have a level of success and to not stop. And very similar to Jenna and a lot of our students, where people would often see your profile, and because you crafted actually incredibly beautiful content before as well, right? High produced, you were doing really good in terms of some of your engagement as well. A lot of people would stop. Like a lot of people would see that and be like, gosh, she's got to figure it out. But you have this great ability to embrace the learning, the growth mindset, and for you to come in and to apply the information so quickly was so incredible to watch. I want to ask you, when you did join the VIP program, what were some of those unlocks? And you had mentioned that you had joined to garner that expertise, right? You wanted to have that team to support you. What did that support look like, or what was an unlock that you can still remember that maybe transformed a lot for you?
Yeah. Basically, it was just being in one room. So sometimes you watch a video, or I talk to all the people on here, is you watch a video and it could be the same value um, than on oral 101s or like in a group 101s, but it's different because it's a different serious level, I would say, because okay, we're talking to an expert right now, and I invested money. That's also a thing. People always talk about, okay, I cannot, I don't have the money. I know what I'm talking about. I was also at this same situation where I didn't have the money. So first is when you invest in something, then the seriousness of everything increases basically. So you absorb everything more. So basically the first thing was just being in the same room, like just being in the same room with people where I can learn from. And second is applying very, very fast. Little details. Sometimes it was like the hook, for example, change the hook, share more of your story, going on classes, just getting even one feedback that changed everything. Even that one feedback I got from you changed a lot basically until now, how I perceive my personal brand, how I perceive myself, because I was always like, okay, I'm vulnerable, people should know me because I'm on social media for so long. But no, people don't know me because I just share this little, but this little is enough to make a lot of money through your personal brand. And this is what I missed all the years on how to really monetize on my personal branding, because what works was selling other products, but the thing is now, okay, how can I sell my own product? So it was just the one-on-one, the feedback, and all the value applied. Yeah.
I remember very clearly our conversation, and I remember just having one audit with you.
Hopefully good.
No, in a good way. One audit, and immediately the next day seeing the content that you posted about your story. And it is interesting because it is not a situation that's very unique. Actually, a lot of people come into the program having had a level of expertise, and you had it, right? You were teaching other people in multiple different subjects because you had an expertise to you. But it hurts when you're trying to build and attract an audience without telling your story, knowing that that's like a universal connector. But there's an interesting feeling when you're actually telling your story for the first time. Like it's a weird feeling as a creator,
Very weird.
like going from
Very.
right, going from extra to like showcasing that lens. Can you speak on a little bit about when you did start telling your story? How did
Yeah.
that feel for you as a person?
Yeah. So I can still remember, like you, June, how it felt, because in this society, people think when you should be the authority, you cannot show yourself vulnerable. So this is what I always did, because I was the authority. I am still the authority. I can still position myself out there, but I did not want to lose the authority by showing, for example, the childhood trauma or like my struggles back then. But I missed the whole point of that. This is something people connect with. So they see, oh my God, this is her story. This is, she also had childhood trauma, parents and stuff like that, broke, blah, 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 but still managed to become successful. That's why I can connect her, and that's why, oh my God, she's the authority level just jumped on another level. So this is what I realized. Oh my God, right. So I will never lose the authority if I stop, of course, being the authority, and giving value, like 97% of value out there, but still show little glimpses of my life. I do not need to show everything, right? Just what's the matter of my story, basically. Yeah. So it felt weird. It felt wrong, honestly. It felt like, am I doing the right thing? Am I showing too much? Is this really something that works? But it works very well. Yeah.
I just want to pause because what you just said is unbelievably powerful. And I want to ask right now in the audience, how many experts do we have in the chat? Let me know. How many people in particular industries, how many particular coaches? I see Maggie has said yes to her. I see Selena. I see Chiara. I see Gasman. I see Ves. I see Anita. She's talking to you. What she's trying to tell you in real time is that the moment you tell your story, yes, you are going to be concerned with losing your credibility. You think that you have to be somebody that you're not. You have to act or put on a front. But she's just told you the real secret behind it. If you continuously only teach from that expert lens, yes, you can help people and you can provide value, but there's a completely different feeling when the positioning changes. Sarah has actually now said, no, I get you. Like, I trust me, like, I get you. I know exactly where you are
Yeah.
because I didn't have this type of success before. Like, I was exactly where you were. And then I've been able to transform to where I am today. And I'm still okay showcasing some of the struggles that I've had to endure along the way. That is brilliant. And like 99% of people don't do that out there. And that's why they're not growing as creators or coaches or, let's say, particular experts. So thank you so much for highlighting that. And I want everyone to recognize it. And here's another great way of emphasizing it. I'm curious, when you started telling your story, what type of comments were you receiving from people? What type of DMs, what type of feedback were they giving you when you told that story?
Amazing feedback. So it was like, oh my God, I didn't know that about you, but now I have more vision for myself, because people are always afraid to tell their story because they're afraid of judgment. We are humans. We are all afraid of judgment. We want to be liked. We want to have great relationships. We want to have success. We just want to have a great life. So we protect it by the fear of judgment, basically. So when I started to just speak out of myself, share my story, use my voice, I got great feedback, and I could help other women, because I basically target women to also use their voice, to also share their stories, to also have more success in life. And this is the first step, that if you're out of the fear of judgment phase, you're basically on another frequency. And that's why I got a lot of great feedback, and other women as well joined on that, I would say, journey to share their story. And this is what we all should do more of, right? So I would say if you're still, after our talk, still afraid of sharing your story, what I can recommend is do on trial reels. Okay, start and trial reels. So that, because we're all afraid of, okay, what does my neighbor say, my friends in school or whatever. Try on trial reels, and then just start small. Show little glimpses of yourself. You do not need to show everything that, for example, you do and that your parents divorced. It's like, okay, this is something I still neglect and I still don't want to share a little bit. And this is how I did it. I shared a little bit, but then I became confident in sharing more because I got so confident in the feedback. I was like, wow, I want to share more. Yeah. And also because I started to monetize better. So we are all here to make money. And this is why I do social media. If I wouldn't make any money, or there's no opportunity to make money on social media, I wouldn't be on social media. Honestly, I would just enjoy the nature, enjoy life. But because we have the opportunity to make money online, it's okay, how can I first become more confident, help more people, basically women, to use their voice to share their story, and build businesses, basically. Yeah.
You actually just took the next question out of my mouth, which is going to be about your monetization journey. So thank you for transitioning me in that way. Can you tell me about developing this new digital product that is completely yours, and tell me about how it went? I know the story of it, but I want everyone else to hear about it.
Yeah. Okay, where do I start? So the idea came first that I had a lot of skills, but I didn't know how to, okay, what kind of product should I do? Should I do one-on-one? What do I miss? Even, okay, how do I collect leads, lead magnets, and all the content, the ecosystem? I did not know, okay, what should I do first? What do I miss? How can I make a successful launch? Like, I had so many questions. And like your Sean's classes, also your classes from your whole team, helped me to get an understanding, okay, what do I need actually? And then I got back to myself, okay, I structured everything. And then it was like, okay, launch phase, what do I miss? I will share the story with Sean because I asked him a question. I was actually scared to ask that question, because I was like, okay, I'm scared that Sean is like, were you on the classes? But I was so scared to ask that. So the question was, Sean, how do I make sure I have a successful launch? And he just told me, Sarah, what is your launch plan? And I told him we had to do a shooting. I was so confident in sharing my launch plan. And he was like, yeah, this is your shooting, but what is your launch plan? Like, just, you know how he is, right? And I love that because I needed the authority to tell me, you will miss the most important thing of launching is having a proper launch plan on the different platforms, on collecting leads and this and that. And this helped me to actually make that successful launch. And me, my team, we did like in the first hour 10K plus. And yes, this was just a beginning. So would I have missed this information? I'm sure I could not have scaled to that level in the beginning. Yeah, so I was just eating instant noodles here, right here in the kitchen table, and was like, wait, this really works. So yeah.
That part of the story cracks me up. Okay, so this is something that I recently found out, but literally you're telling everyone in here, you had followed the plan. It was your first time in actually building out your own product, and you
Yeah.
were sitting where you are, eating instant noodles, and you
Yeah.
start to
And
see
I
the
also had Red Bull, a lot of Red Bull.
So she's literally sitting there, like sitting there with her Red Bull and her instant noodles, seeing the numbers go up after her launch and being like, holy cow, this actually works. I might be onto something. You were absolutely brilliant. I have some questions now that Shatika's gathered for me. One from Victoria. Do you wish that you joined the VIP program when you were in the beginning of your journey, or was it better to join once you had some following?
Mm-hmm. So I need to think about that because, of course, I do believe in God's timing and everything. But if I would have saw the opportunity, I'm sure, because I was all about, I need to invest in myself. That was all I'm about. I was like, okay, I need to connect with successful people to learn more about business, how to start. And this blueprint in the Creator College gives you, okay, how you can start with 0 followers. So of course I would have joined, because I would have joined not every opportunity, but opportunities where I'm like, okay, this is where I really want to go. And I wanted to have a successful business online. I didn't know, to be honest, I was just a ghost account in the beginning. I had like just 100 followers back then. But I just wanted to make money online. This is what my situation was. And I didn't know how I could start. So if you're here right now, having 0 followers, no community, don't know where to start, honestly, I wouldn't do anything different, but I would always suggest that at the end, you should be the owner of your product, because this no one can take away from you. No one can just cut you off like paperwork. No one can come to, because you have built the skills. And once you have the following, so I do not agree that followers like pay your bills, but I would always prefer having a large community that really wants to buy from me, so that I can just launch more businesses. So either way, I would have joined. I would have joined if I have no followers, but now I don't regret it. But now I'm glad and happy I found that opportunity to learn. Yeah.
She's just now told you exactly why a personal brand's important and how it can give you leverage across multiple products that you literally own, that it's
Yeah.
foundationally yours. That's brilliant. I have another question from Katie. She asks, I use my story authentically, but don't want it to feel repetitive. I feel like sometimes my audience thinks, okay, I get it. How do you keep it fresh when you are telling your story?
Yeah. So I get it. We feel like, okay, sometimes we sound too salesy, sometimes we share this story 100 of times, but even for ourselves, I always sit in the situation of the customer. Okay, so every big brand out there, this is not your sales strategy basically, but every big brand, Skims, whatever, does send emails out every single day to market their product. So this is what we also learn in Creator College, honestly, is you do not need to share your story every single day. But if you share it twice a week, once a week, that's enough, because on the other days, you will post different content and how to nurture and how to position yourself and how to, maybe if you have a product, and how to convert. So your story is the fundamental important to build a big personal brand, but this is not how you post. So if you miss like, okay, posting strategies and this and that, I get you, but this is not what you do every single day. So, and as well, you want to attract new people, right? So the new people do not know about your story, so you need to share it. And we, like as humans, we need to see things multiple times before we realize, like, okay, that this is, I get it now, this is the value. So trust me, you're not oversharing anything because you're trying to build something. So of course you're like on there every single day, and this is actually very attractive. If I see people going to the gym 5 times a week rather than just going to the gym once a week, there's a difference, right? Because I say, okay, this one is very disciplined. I want to learn from her. I just want to connect to her because she's amazing. She's there. Like, I want to have her tips. So, and this is what basically happens when you show every single day.
I see Gail's message in the chat. She says, this is what June has been trying to get to you guys all week. You've just said it in such a brilliant way. I might have well had you teach for me, because it's fundamentally correct. Like, everyone always thinks that they're telling their story too often. They think that nobody actually cares about it. But one, for us, it feels intimate because we're looking at it, we're editing, and we're thinking about it before we post it. Everyone else is seeing it for like 35 seconds, right? They might leave a comment, but for you to just tell it once and think that that's enough, it's the same idea of what Sean was saying earlier of like when you're promoting, you have to promote it loudly, boldly, and proudly. You have to keep doing it because it's your thing, just like your story is, just like your product is. So effectively being able to tell that more often, there's even that rule of 7 in marketing, how someone has to see 7 things or the same thing 7 times in order for them to buy it, right? I think of content creation very similarly on social media. Someone has to see you 7 times in order for them to make a decision with you, whether it's to follow you, to be a part of your active community, or whether it's to be a part of your product. So I love that you're indicating that. I've been getting blown up with everyone in the internal team telling me to give out shout outs. I'm gonna give out shout outs afterwards, but a big shout out to Lois though, because you were in our last cohort and you just joined again. So big shout out to Lois for doing that. We appreciate you. My very final question for you is a lot of these creators inside of the chat right now tend to be more on the emerging side, right? Maybe they're business owners, they've had some success financially, etc. What would be that one tip that you're providing to somebody where it could be an unlock for them, right? It would
Yeah.
stop them from holding so much friction. They can start making progress. What would be that one thing that was unlocked for you that could be unlocked for them?
Yeah. First thought is you need to move. So if you feel stuck, or if you feel like, okay, I want to make progress, I don't know where to start, I don't know what I should do next, should I invest? You need to move, get out of your head. You just need to make a decision, right? So if it's getting in new rooms, connecting with new people, I would not think about it twice. So if you think about investing in a new thing, or investing in your, because all you do is investing in yourself, don't think twice about it. Do it. You need to get out of your head about this thingy here, your room, and just move, connect, be on the go, right? So this is what I would suggest to you, because we always think about the price. What does it cost? Should I really do it? But the thought I had was, what is the cost not to do it?
Mm.
Sooner or later, I would have joined for sure, because it was always in my head, okay, what do I miss? Even our conversation, June, I was like, I just invested in something,
Yeah.
and you were like, okay. So he was just fine, because, but then I was like, wait, but I think I missed something if I don't. So I just invested again, and it was the best decision, because this way I could properly launch and have the foundation to build on my new business to 6 figures, and hopefully soon 7 figures, right? So I would not I would not overthink. You just need to get out of your head and just move, get into action. Yeah.
That is a real story. So basically, when I first was messaging Sarah, we were in talks of having her in the VIP. She told me that she like literally just signed on to with another person, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Cool, like no worries at all." And then she messaged back saying like, "Wait, I feel like I might be missing something." And so she decided, and she's like, "But that's exactly what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people have already signed up to different programs, and they're like." Wait, this does sound different. This like sounds like the thing that could be the unlock, and therefore they take a chance. Diana was one, Jenna was one. And obviously, Sarah, we're so appreciative of everything that you've done. Can we do a huge round of applause for Sarah for all of the time and advice and wisdom that she has just dropped on you in terms of your mindset, in terms of actively pursuing a strategy? Sarah, thank you so much for your time. It's always lovely having you.
Thank you for having me. See you soon.
I will
Bye
see you very, very,
bye.
very soon. Thank you.